As Ethereum keeps climbing towards a new yearly high, we also see Cronos hitting the $4 billion market cap once again. But the real question, of course, is will we go to a $40 billion market cap? Well, guys, I would say let's strap in and let's find out. This video is sponsored by Obisidan Swap, the most advanced place to make trades on the Cronos chain. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. As we begin the week, Cronos directly smashes the milestone of $4 billion of market cap with about 12 cents. However, the real question, of course, from the interest, are we going to see higher levels like 40 billion? And as you can see here in the rainbow chart, it is definitely within the realm of possibilities. It will require, give or take, a 10x from this level. But if you take a look at the previous cycle, a 10x is definitely still possible. We also did that here in June till November. So guys, in this video, I want to discuss what is needed, what the path towards 40 billion would look like, and also what we can expect also in the short term. So don't forget to really strap in and hit that like button. First and foremost, it does seem that all the right pieces are in the right place for a crazy altcoin run. As you can see here, for example, on the Bitcoin dominance chart, because Cronos does require a bullish altcoin environment to make that 10x move. But okay, in the Bitcoin dominance chart, you do see that we're now breaking down below the trend line for the second time. We did so once already in November, but it's ended up being a fake out. But now we're also moving to the downside once more. And if it's going to continue, then we might see something like this in 2021 or here in 2017. And then we can expect a quick move to downside within the matter of only a few weeks. So something like this wouldn't surprise me at all. And why doesn't that surprise me? Well, take a look at Ethereum here. After flipping this line, we've been talking about this line for a long time already on the channel. But you can see here, this line, we flipped it, a 3-year-old line. This 3-year-old line. And I'm making moves towards about the 4K level. And if you draw some more lines here, you can see that we're now kind of getting above that trend line as well that we have set for the last 3 years. So this is 2021. This is 2023, 2024 with the merge here. And now finally we're approaching this line. If we break this line, it is full-blown altcoin season with, of course, Ethereum leading the charge. Moreover, if we take a look at Google Trends, we do see that the amount of people searching for ETH is going through the roof. We just had a new yearly high for Ethereum here regarding interest over time. But that is just the last 12 months. If we go to the complete timeline, you can see that we are still relatively early. Take a look here, the 2017 cycle, that was the high here. Then the 2021 cycle set a new high. And if you continue that trend of more and more people discovering Ethereum, well, probably we are going to see a lot higher interest levels this cycle as well. So we might be still relatively early. If you take a look, though, at altcoins, it does seem that also their interest is peaking. We're getting now to levels of the 2021 bull run. So things are looking very bullish. So overall, I think we can conclude that the environment for altcoins is looking pretty bullish. But then how about CRO? Because CRO does require about a 10x move to give or take $1 to go to that $40 billion valuation regarding market cap. And I think we can get there based on the previous cycle because there are many similarities between this cycle and also the previous cycle. Just take a look, for example, at these waves. We also had waves in 2021 and also again now in 2024. And if you want to learn more, check out this video in the top right. But I want to take a look at the more recent times. So what you can see here is that in 2021, what happened is that before we started this parabolic melt up here, we quickly went to about, how low was it? About 8 cents here, about 8 cents. Then it moved up to about 13 cents. And then we really started that big altcoin rally. So what did happen recently for CRO? So you can see also for us in 2025, we went as low as about 8 cents. And now we're heading towards 13 cents as well. So I do see a lot of similarities there. So can we actually create a bar pattern to see what it would potentially be like if we complete the exact same pattern. Of course, we can do so. So let's get the bar pattern here and let's go from the low to the high. It would look something like this here. And I'll overlay to see that it actually fits like a glove. So here you can see, if you zoom in a bit more, I need to overlay it perfectly. So you can see that overall, this first pattern fits perfectly. You see that, right? This whole part fits perfectly. So a slow build up, maybe even a drop in the upcoming days, that would even be quite normal, I would say, in the bull market. Sometimes we do have drops, but after that, we continue our path upwards. And also regarding resistance and support, it would make sense if you struggle a bit at about this level here, the same as what we have had in November, December of 2024. So if you see something like this playing out, it will make total sense. And only then, after bullishly breaking this 25-cent level, I think we can slowly go towards, what is it? Well, the $1. Of course, ladies and gentlemen, this is dubious speculation at best, but it happened in the past and it definitely can happen as well in the future once more. But how about CRO in the short term? Because we do have a lot of hurdles that we still need to overcome. Well, let's talk about that after a quick word of today's sponsor. Obsidian Finance is one of the easiest and fastest ways to make swaps on the Cronos chain. So you go, for example, from CRO to Moon, you simply say accept here on this confirmation pop-up, and then we have done a trade already on the platform. One of the CRO directly already processed, and you can see now that we also have all transaction received. And the cool thing is also that you can earn diamonds with these trades. So you go to Quest, for example, you can see that if you make enough trades, so for example here, daily $10 swap, we actually can get a 1 diamond claim here. And with that 1 diamond, we can even go to the store to get, for example, some mystery prizes or even the roulette. So guys, check it out, Obsidian Finance, in the link in the description down below. Anyways, let's continue with analysis of the short term as well. And I want to start with Bitcoin here because Bitcoin is showing us a big warning sign. And this warning sign is because of this symmetrical triangle pattern that we do see here. And not necessarily because this pattern is bearish for the short term, but because we're getting to the grand finale here. There's not much wiggle room left for us to really go to. So therefore, guys, soon we are spring-loaded to go to the upside or to the downside because it's neither bullish nor bearish. However, I talked about this on my X page as well, so do follow me at the Coin Baron. But we have some bullish targets, $125,000, so a new all-time high for Bitcoin, which, by the way, could also be fuel for altcoins, or a bearish breakdown to about 110,000. And that last target is quite interesting because if you go back here to the Bitcoin chart, you do see that 110,000 basically was our previous all-time high here. So at about 110, we have this line. So maybe what will happen is that we break to the downside and then we do jump later to the upside once more. That would reset a lot of indicators, like, for example, the relative strength index. But this is not necessarily to happen. But one silver lining here is that we did get a bit of a fake out. You can see here is that we tried to break down. We tried to break down here for Bitcoin, but it couldn't last. There was not enough strength for the bears. And now, therefore, the way is all open for a break to the upside. Therefore, guys, I do believe that this break to the upside is a bit more likely than a break to the downside because we tried already and we couldn't. So now, guys, maybe the way is open to the upside. But of course, you can't take this advice to the bank. Do your own research. How about CRO then? Because we talked a bit about CRO, but what is happening there in the short term? And I think the most important thing there is that we have slain the 12-cent dragon. The 12-cent now is ours. And it is quite a strong level. You can see also it keeps dipping down and down and down, trying to see if we can hold the 12-cent level. And we also did that earlier here with 10-cent, for example. And we also tried to cement the 10-cent level. But after we cemented that level, you can see how quickly we went up to the next level. And I do believe we can see potentially the same thing here from 12 to 16 cents. We need to cement 12 cents first. So maybe, guys, soon another retest here of 12 cents. And then we do have our final move to about 16 cents. And there also, I do believe, like something like this, we also will struggle a bit, maybe up a bit and then down a bit. And then finally we can go to about 20 cents. And 20 cents is the final boss really for the short term, because after that, we can take a look at the other chart, the rainbow chart. After 20 cents, there isn't much support or resistance. We don't have much historical evidence that in between, like 20 cents here, this is about 20 cents. Let me bring the brush here. At about 20 cents and about 40 cents, both to the up and to the downside, we don't have much support or resistance. So guys, going from 20 cents to 40 can happen within the blink of an eye. So be prepared for a situation like that. With all of that in mind, ladies and gentlemen, the path towards 40 billion for CRO does look primed. Long term, more and more people are looking for altcoins, and well, where do you trade those altcoins? For example, at an exchange like crypto.com, and one of their main tokens is the CRO token. So therefore, fundamentally also, it does make sense. And also regarding the short term, we are breaking through all the important levels. So the next big resistance level will be about 16 cents. But do also eye what's going to happen with Bitcoin. Will it be a bullish breakout, or will it be a quick bullish breakdown, or bearish breakdown in that case? I will keep you up to date, so don't forget to hit the like button and also strap in for more of these videos. And guys, if you want to learn more about, for example, these 4-wave cycles that we talked about earlier, check out this video to the left of me.